He had exactly $1 in his pocket. No job, no savings, no one picking up his calls. He hadn't eaten all day, but instead of buying food, he walked into a print shop and printed 5 flyers. No graphics, no logo, just plain black text. He taped one to a light pole, another on a diner window, 2 more at the bus stop, and 1 inside a laundromat. By the end of the week, he had 23 clients. By the end of the year, he was running a 6-figure business. People who just needed someone to say, "You're worth a shot." And today, he hires people who were once in his exact position. Broke, tired, and invisible. By the end of the first year, he had 23 workers on payroll and over 100 repeat clients. He donates 10% of all earnings to job readiness programs, but because it reminds him that when the world gives you nothing, or maybe you reach just down to your last bit of belief. Remember this, you Dante have to start big. You don't need perfect conditions. He gives others what no one gave him, a real chance. So ask yourself, what can you do with your last dollar, your last bit of time, your last ounce of energy? If you refuse to quit, you just need to start. With whatever you have, wherever you are, you can still create something. That flyer, printed with his last dollar, became the seed of a company that has changed thousands of lives. This isn't a story about luck. It is a story about what happens when you bet on yourself, even when nobody else will. It's the story of Elijah Brooks. And if you've ever looked around and thought, I don't have what it takes, then his story is for you. He believed in something that didn't exist yet, because sometimes that is the only way it can exist. The first night, no calls. The second night, nothing. But on the third day, his phone rang. A woman needed help cleaning out her garage. He showed up early, worked hard, and she tipped him $20. She told her neighbor, then another. By the end of that week, Elijah had more work than he could handle alone. Elijah had just lost his 3rd job in 9 months. The rent was due, his car was breaking down, and he was running out of options. And when he couldn't afford ads, he walked door to door, introducing himself. Every dollar he earned went back into the business. He hired a friend, then another. Within months, they were helping seniors with errands, assembling furniture, doing basic yard work, all with kindness and professionalism. That morning, while sitting outside a grocery store, he saw a woman struggling to load boxers into her trunk. He helped her. She smiled and said, "I wish I could just pay someone to do this kind of stuff." And something clicked. That was the idea. He called it $1 helper, not because he charged $1, but because that was literally all he had left to get it started. He used his last dollar to print 5 flyers. They read, "Need help with small tasks? Call Elijah, honest, affordable, local." And then he waited. He bought more flyers, took pictures, made a free website using public Wi-Fi. He called the company $Side Help Co. and made it his mission to hire people who were struggling. Former inmates, single parents, folks laid off during the pandemic. He didn't go viral. He didn't get a loan. He didn't wait for the perfect pitch deck. He just got to work. Today, Elijah speaks at schools and shelters. He mentors kids who think they have no chance. He hires from halfway homes. And in his wallet, folded and worn, he still keeps one of those first 5 flyers. Not because it's pretty, so if you're listening to this, and you're down to your last dollar, Elijah Brooks didn't win the lottery. He didn't wait for permission. He printed a flyer. He knocked on doors.